I want to welcome you to this morning session. I'm surprised some members have not yet arrived. I know they're in the committees, but we want them in the house too, because we have a clarification that we need to make in the committees that they are sitting. Honorable members, as part of accountability for the monies that we give out to institutions that get money from government, and as per Article 164 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, it's just prudent enough that for us we must do our oversight role as Parliament and ensure that we make a follow-up on how much money has been given to an institution, how much money has been used, is there value for money. And based on that, yesterday, the leader of opposition led a team to one of the institutions that we are giving money, that is Lubowa Hospital. To my surprise, I am told, which I'm here to confirm, I am told the team was denied access to see what is happening, where our money has gone. And I think that is really very unfortunate, because we are doing what we are mandated to do as per the Constitution. We are doing our oversight role. So I think as government, you need to guide us. Should we just sit here, appropriate money, we don't see what is being done, and we call it a day? Remember, this is taxpayers' money that we must account for. Yesterday also I received a petition from
the oversight responsibility. It looks like it is slipping out of our hands. And so we need to demand once again and let the other organs know that we are still the members of Parliament and it's our responsibility. It was so heartening, right, Honourable Speaker, when I saw on TV a big team of members of Parliament who were denied to enter and see, and that was belittling Parliament. At the same time, it also reminded me about the English that we used to study when we were in primary, where we talk about Abdul. I think they are sealing it off and nobody should go there because it's a ghost. We don't know what is happening, because if there was some work going on, then there is nothing to fear. But also coming when they are armed and our members of Parliament are not armed, it is threatening, because one of these days we might hear that someone has been shot at, a member of Parliament. So something must be done, right, Honourable Speaker, to make sure that we are safe and to know that some of our responsibilities are slipping out of our hands. And me, I'm looking at you, Speaker, and I thank you that you are able to point it out. Thank you.
Right, Honourable Speaker, the last time I checked it was still on the statute book. And the only way it can be removed is through this House. So, and I've been here often lately, and I have not seen any such amendment. So the oversight role of Parliament still exists. Thank you.
About these Lubowa incidents, because it's not the first time that Parliament is going there and they are denied. I remember some time back, even the Committee of Health went and they were denied. The question that we should ask ourselves, the question that government should answer is this facility there? Is it being constructed? Let them answer and say no or yes. And if we have to forget about it, forget about it. Maybe with some other words. Otherwise, Right Honorable Speaker, as the people of Jonam, we also condone with the Ndiga clan for the murder of their head. And what pains me is that in this country, we value human beings less. In other countries, one death alone can cause a lot of problems and issues. But here, people die, and 1-2 days, everybody has forgotten. Nobody cares what happens. And for instance, it's not in your communication, but look at the death which happened on the road, on Ginger Road. It's so painful. That accident, I know they are saying one person died and many injured, but from the pictures, you could see that probably more people died. So let's value life as much as possible. Even when we are talking about Lubowa, we are still talking about the value of life. So when members of parliament are denied, then somebody needs to answer. And for me, I want to repeat, the answer that I want to hear is that this facility is there or it is not there. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
That from the last time he was here, no amendment has taken place on the Constitution. Our role is to do oversight. Can we find out from government why we are not being allowed to do our role in a facility where Parliament has put money, and remember that money is taxpayers' money? That from the last time he was here, no amendment has taken place on the Constitution. Our role is to do oversight. Can we find out from government why we are not being allowed to do our role in a facility where Parliament has put money, and remember that money is taxpayers' money?
Right Honorable, it is sad that, yes, that members of parliament were denied to enter Lubowa. I'm going to look into that matter with the Minister of Health, because the members had a letter from the Minister of Health. So we are going to look into the matter so that members should access that area. Thank you.
Honorable members.
Right Honorable, it is sad that, yes, that members of parliament were denied to enter Lubowa. I'm going to look into that matter with the Minister of Health, because the members had a letter from the Minister of Health. So we are going to look into the matter so that members should access that area. Thank you.
Honorable members, when you look at Article 164 on accountability, 164.3, Parliament shall monitor all expenditure of public funds. Shall, it is a shall, not a may. And we are saying, we are not asking for too much. We are actually helping you. And when you look at a letter from the Minister of Health, the minister just tells the leader of opposition, good luck. I wish you good luck. What does that mean? Alan? Members, when you look at Article 164 on accountability, 164.3, Parliament shall monitor all expenditure of public funds. Shall, it is a shall, not a may. And we are saying, we are not asking for too much. We are actually helping you. And when you look at a letter from the Minister of Health, The minister just tells the leader of opposition, good luck. I wish you good luck. What does that mean? Alan?
On a point of procedure earlier, during the consideration of the budget framework paper, I did ask the chairperson of our committee on health why he was not reporting on Lubowa. And the Honorable Ayume told the budget committee that Lubowa has since then been moved to the office of the Prime Minister. It is no longer in health. He said it. If there are other members of the budget committee can bear me witness here. I am now shocked, Madam Speaker, that the Prime Minister now says I'm going to consult the Minister of Health. Maybe she meant another person, because the Honorable Ayume said that in our committee, and if you read the report of the committee on health, there is nothing about Lubowa. But of interest to this Parliament, Madam Speaker, if you read the report of the Auditor General reports that while government is supposed to have an engineer, a resident engineer, that angel called Pinetti has since then chased the resident engineer. Her resident engineer is the one submitting requisitions to finance to pay. And the Auditor General says that actually that they have paid money for even no work that has been certified by over $70 million US. That's the report of the Auditor General. I feel sad. The Honorable Bahati was here putting the whole Parliament at gunpoint. We must approve this promissory note immediately.
Where was the gun? No. Let it be off record that there was no gun on the floor. Because nobody is allowed to carry guns.
Madam Speaker, you will forgive me.
Let's change the language. Let's change the language. It was either spitting fire or whichever, but there was no gun that Honorable
Madam
Bahati
Speaker,
had.
forgive my language. I am a journalist. So
Okay.
that's, but if it doesn't, if people don't pick it immediately, I withdraw.
Okay.
So, but the point I made was that the Honorable Bahati, who was that time representing finance here all the time, he said we must approve this loan request today, immediately, or else you are going to begin paying fines. And that project was supposed to have been constructed under 48 months. It is now 5 years. I think maybe there should be a time when these people are being matched to zero. Like it happened when Amin was removed. Like Bahati his warrant in Zira should find him at the gate. Because how do you continue sitting here? You told the Parliament, if we did not pass this, we are going to begin paying fines. How comes the one violating the contract
There
is
is
not
an
paying fine?
order.
Madam Speaker, the Honorable Semuju was here when we were approving this project. All of us looked at the objectives of this project. The objectives was to have a specialized hospital in Uganda to stop medical tourism. All of us approved this and we were here. So to let you know, Honorable Semuju, that when a house takes a decision, you are bound by it. Yes, and if you don't approve it, then you know the rules. So is it in order? Now the House is doing an oversight law, and you have appointed the Deputy Speaker to go there and see, is it in order really to put a situation that I'm responsible for what is happening in Lubowa, when we have a whole Ministry of Health supervising this project?
Honorable members, the responsibility is collective to the House. It's not a personal responsibility. It's a collective responsibility. But then there is something that we need to clarify. Where they said it is ceased to be in health, it went to Prime Minister's office. Is that true?
Right, Honorable Speaker, as far as I'm concerned, Ministry of Health, hospitals belong to Ministry of Health. I don't know when and where that guideline was maybe passed that Lubowa Hospital
Honorable
should
Prime
be-
Minister, Lubowa is not a hospital. It's a construction site.
Construction site.
It's a project
Yeah.
for a hospital.
The project, that whole
But
project for the hospital.
it is not yet a hospital. Anyway, we don't know whether it is finished or whichever because nobody can access. We don't know. So you need to clarify, you need to guide us.
Yeah, right, Honorable Speaker, it is what I was trying to say, that I've never heard of that project being taken by Office of the Prime Minister. As far as I know, it is being supervised by Ministry of Health. And that's why the opposition leader, Honorable, yes, he went to the Minister of Health and is the one who gave him that letter. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Let me conclude my submission on this matter.
You mean you
I
are
think
not finished?
yes, the chairperson of the Committee on Health is a member of this parliament. He can actually be asked, because that's what he said in the budget committee. And finally, Madam Speaker, on your communication about the death of the Ndiga clan leader, I saw initially part of the security blaming the borders who chased the suspects and killed some of them. But for me, my issue, and I think colleagues who are responsible for security should help us understand, how can someone be shot and for 3 kilometers or even more, it is 1 inch chasing the suspects and there is no police? There is no ISO, there is nobody in the middle, in the city, Kampala. The murder happens and 1 inch are the one who's chasing and doing broad daylight because he was shot before 6. But he's 1 inch chasing the suspects. And because of their anger and lack of training, they did what they did. So can we be told, where is security? If a murder in a capital city can happen, and for 3 kilometers, there are no soldiers, there are no policemen, yet when the leader of opposition reports at Lubowa, every minute there is another clan of security people that are reporting, military, police, prison, everywhere, SFC. So why are they not there when people are vulnerable and helpless? But they rush very quickly where the leader of opposition is inspecting, is doing his oversight work.
But we also want to thank the civilians for being vigilant. All of us should be vigilant. What those people did by chasing these people for 5 kilometers, they did a very good job. Dr. Bed.
On behalf of members of parliament from Uganda, we pay our condolences. We have lost so many in this country. And Right Honorable Speaker, for quite some time I was the Shadow Minister for Internal Affairs. And I tried to follow the matters in this country. Even when we are going to move a motion, after the death, I think, of Mr. Kawesi, the president of Uganda came to this parliament and addressed a session of parliament and outlined 10 solid 10 measures that were to be taken. At the end of it all, he pledged that murders will be no more. I can't remember how many motions have been moved in this parliament on murders, but they have continued. Even where we are praising the public for pursuit, Right Honorable Speaker, we need to further investigate that, because one, a possibility of cover-up in that pursuit when you are going to capture the assailants, so that that case dies at that point, can also be executed in mob justice and complicates matters of investigation. But Right Honorable Speaker, no single case has been brought exhaustively. Even the one of Kagezi, it is only recently that we are seeing actual people being brought to book. So we are losing so many people, Right Honorable Speaker, that we may now reach a level where we demand that the President of Uganda comes back. We request, implore him to come back to Parliament to account for the 10 measures that were undertaken. And why? After the implementation, and we have allocated billions of money in cameras, billions of money in classified expenditure, billions of money, yet our people continue to die. Right Honorable Speaker, on matters Lubowa. Right Honorable Speaker, as the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee, looked at Lubowa, and I've already issued some witnesses from Ministry of Finance to appear before the committee. But there are small matters also to sort out. You are also aware that the Auditor General did a special investigation on Lubowa. The committee, while handing over the Auditor General's report, he said it was complete.
Did they allow them in?
What?
Were they allowed in? Auditor General.
The Auditor General, in his report, they were allowed in. And they did a thorough investigation. All we are also asking is that the Auditor General produce that report to you. So that while we are considering this matter, while we are considering this matter, we can also look at the special report of the Auditor General that he has carried out on Lubowa. The details, if I utter them out that I've read, I will bias the investigation, that the matter before me. But of interest, we immediately demand that special report. The Auditor General is denying that it's not yet ready, it's not yet final. While presenting the Auditor General's report, he said it was ready. We need it to complete this process.
Okay. I'm an engineer. I would like to say that I condemn this brutal death. Condemn it properly. Even the minister herself in the 10th Parliament was stopped. I think I'm not lying. The minister of himself should answer to this, because it looks like it's defeating. It defeated even the person who...
The Lubowa, I want to implore you.
They have not allowed you first to wait for the ruling of the Speaker.
Nads, can we have our seats? Can we first have a response?
Right Honorable Speaker,
has happened since that time. Leader of opposition, Mbwa, then.
The issue of Lubowa, I'm so happy that my Honorable Minister was denied access some time back. What was she going to see? Actually, she was helped. Her time was saved, not to waste time. I remember in 10th Parliament when we were here, she was the one with Honorable Bahati, this one, agitating and said, please give us money, the hospital will work, and we refused completely. I wish to thank, yes, hello? No. All right, Honorable Speaker, I'm already informed about the affairs of Lubowa.
There's an order. There's an order.
Madam Speaker, I was in this house when the matter came. The Minister of Health, in the alternative presented to this house, a report and a separate request of amount of 1.3 trillion shillings, and pleaded with this house that instead of giving this amount of money, 1.4, to Lubowa, you can give it to the Ministry of Health so that the whole country can be done. That record was put and the report was the report was brought to this house. So is the Honorable Mbwa in order to come and misrepresent the facts as it was presented to this house then, to the extent that the Minister of Health was the one who did that.
And it is not the Minister of Health that approved, it is the House that approved. It is a collective responsibility. The mistake was by the House. And Honorable Mbwa was part of the House.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. We refused even including the Committee of Health, if you still recall, led by Dr. Bukenya. We were also one time stopped from accessing, doing our work. But Right Honorable Speaker, the matter I'm bringing about the person who is having that project, Madam Pinetti. I'm wondering, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members.
No. Right Honorable Speaker, I have a point.
A minute.
The same person has been allocated to deal with tea.
Which tea?
Yes, recently the Prime Minister called a meeting, and among the latter, Pinetti was also part of the team. So, Right Honorable Speaker, who is Pinetti in this country?
You're shouting.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable, you're shouting. Speak slowly. Calm down.
Okay, thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
No, you calm down. You get it, eh?
I'm calm now.
We can give you some water. First, give him some water. Honorable Mbwa. Honorable Mbwa. So you can speak slowly.
Okay, thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, in your communication, you also mentioned about people who brought petition in regards to the tea. And Right Honorable Speaker, why I'm so much concerned is that we've been complaining about tea prices. The last week when, I need to take it, otherwise I might even bite some of people here. So, Right Honorable Speaker, we've been talking about tea.
Honorable
the
Mbwa,
prices have dropped
Honorable
completely.
Mbwa,
Yes.
Honorable Mbwa, I have a petition in my office. The best you can do, come and pick that petition and you come and present it to the House as per Rule 30. You be the one to present it in the House.
Most obliged.
And the earlier you do it, the better. And
Madam Speaker, the total project cost under Lubowa Hospital is 379 million 789 million US dollars.
Honorable members, listen.
We have so far paid through promissory notes an amount of United States dollars 156 million dollars.
So, Right Honorable Speaker, that's the info dollars. We were able to put up a 450-bed facility at Mulago for the women.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By a motion that, number one, even as we wait for that accountability, because money has been spent already and the Minister of Finance has confirmed. But one, that we stop, we hold as Parliament paying any more money to Lubowa Hospital. Because they are not accountable, we cannot access to see what's happening there. Let us hold. Because otherwise the taxpayer will blame us as Parliament. Number two, Right Honorable Speaker, we think that...
First of all, I want to find out, are there obligations that you've entered into that cannot be stopped in terms of promissory notes? Finance.
Terms of the contract and understand that that question I'm not in a position to answer it at this point. Whether there are any obligations that have been entered into which can't be stopped.
Okay.
Right Honorable Speaker, and even legally, of promissory notes. Before another promissory note is issued, the contractor is meant to give a certificate of milestone completion.
Yes.
And that's the accountability we want. So far, I mean, why do you keep issuing promissory notes?
Maybe we need to get the certificates of the milestone completion that were given to finance before finance made payment.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and that's part of the accountability that we are demanding as Parliament. Right Honorable Speaker, I think it would be prudent, and as colleague gave information, we have got hospitals in this country.
There is information.
Oh, yes, please.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Executed in 2 years, and it is now coming to 7 years since this work began. I don't know if we are still going by the same contract and the same agreement and understanding that was presented to this House when we secured 396 billion shillings to facilitate that work to start. The work was supposed to be concluded in 2 years, had to be handed over to the government of Uganda after 8 years, and I don't know if that contract still stands.
Thank you for this engagement, Right Honorable Speaker. 2 things, maybe 3, are problematic. 1, the scope of the work was actually lessened, and yet the amount of money was increased. It does not quite make sense, because if the scope is lessened, then the money should lessen. However, that revised agreement has never been tabled here in Parliament. So why is government operating that way and you only come to Parliament as an ATM? Because the first agreement was tabled. The revised agreement, why has it not been tabled here in Parliament? Number 2, Right Honorable Speaker, for that revision of the amount, it's Parliament that is meant to approve. When you say you want to revise the amount, and that's why it is important. Maybe I wait for the Chief Whip who is obstructing the Speaker. I apologize, Right Honorable Speaker. I wanted to catch your eye for this very critical issue, that the agreement was revised, the scope was lessened, but the amount was increased. However, that revised agreement has not been tabled here in Parliament. So we don't know what's going on. And also, Parliament has got to approve. I'll take the information.
I know, Madam Speaker, you proceed about seeking guidance because you have asked the Deputy Speaker to go to Lubowa.
With a team of members.
So I'm wondering how reporting is going to be done, Madam Speaker. So that's procedure I wanted just for clarity.
The reporting will be done by the members. I want to see how they can refuse the Deputy Speaker to enter. Have you understood?